What's happening? What's happening? What's happening, everybody? It's me, Robert Kennedy III, RK3, and we are here with another Speak Right Now community weekly training. My gosh, we've been doing this, and hopefully it's been valuable for everybody over the last few weeks, and we'll keep going. We'll keep doing it. We'll keep doing it as long as you guys keep having questions about the speaking industry, about how you can share your story on a bigger platform in a bigger way to create greater impact and more influence. I don't know if you can see it from here, but my eyes are red. My gosh. I've been speaking most of the day today, and I've got another day tomorrow where I'm speaking with the Parks and Recreation Department for one of the counties here in Maryland. But tonight we'll talk a little bit about that. So I just wanted to welcome everybody and again share the mission of the community, to build a community of 1 million speakers and writers who are committed to sharing their stories with confidence in order to build others up. And that's important because there are a lot of people walking around. They feel empty, powerless, they feel unseen, they feel trapped by their story. But their story is the very thing that could set them free. So we want to help them figure out how to simply take that mess and turn it into their message. And we want to share with them that their stuff, everything that they're going through, all the ups, the downs, the hills, the valleys, everything that's going through that they're going through in their life is their stuff. Their stuff is their story, and their story deserves a stage. So tonight, what we want to do is, and I'm looking over to see if people are on, and if you have questions, you can definitely feel free to post them in the chat tonight, and we'll get them answered as much as possible. But before we do that, let me see if I can turn this thing off, and as we do, I'll post some of the things that I talk about on the side here, somewhere in the air. And if you have comments, I want to be able to post those as well. All right, so here's the thing that I want to share. First of all, officially, I've been a speaker for the last 2+ years or so, and I've been speaking, though, in some way, shape, or form, for more than 20 years. Okay, and how about this? I've been speaking and getting paid for it for more than 20 years. And I come across a lot of young speakers nowadays, and what's happening with a lot of them, they want to be motivational speakers, and some of them have these bad habits that I call bad speaker habits, and we'll go into that maybe in another training or another live. But many of them are making a huge mistake. Many of them are making a huge mistake as it relates to the business of speaking. What is that mistake, you ask? I'm glad that you asked. Well, here's what's happening with a lot of speakers. They think that keynoting is the only way that it counts. They think that all speaking is keynote speaking. The only type of speaking that counts is keynote speaking. And that is so far from the truth. There are so many different ways that you can speak. There's so many different ways that you can get paid as a speaker. Let me share a few of them on the screen right now. Keynotes is just one. But there are things like, did I get it right? Boom. Keynotes, you've got training, you've got workshops, you've got emceeing, you've got virtual, you've got webinars, you've got all sorts of things, all sorts of ways that you can be a speaker and get paid to do it. So locking yourself into only keynoting or waiting for them to call you for that address for the commencement or to speak in front of an auditorium of 500 or 5,000 students or waiting for them to get you center stage at a conference. That's a tough road, and if that's all you're going to do, I'm not discouraging you from doing it, but if that's all you're doing, you're missing out on many opportunities. You're leaving money on the table, and you're limiting yourself. So I wanted to share that right off the bat. But the thing that somebody asked this week was, as a speaker, what is the fastest path to cash? What's the fastest path to cash? And the reason that people want to know that very thing is because, yeah, if you're doing it, you want to make some money at it. Okay. And I've actually received and read this advice before, that if you want to become a paid speaker, you must give at least 100 speeches for free before you can even consider getting paid as a speaker. I've heard that advice from speakers that are have much more celebrity than I do. They have had successful careers, and they say that after they've hustled and after they've really made it and after they are famous. But if they were starting over again in this day and age, in 2018, I doubt they'd give the same advice. Here's why. There's so many different avenues for you to get paid now. It's not the same deal where back in the day you would have to hustle, you'd have to send out postcards, you'd have to do all sorts of craziness, and then hop in your car with 5 other people and then drive across state and then drive across country and all over the place selling books out of your trunk and all sorts of things in order to make money as a speaker. It's a little bit different, actually a lot different. So the path or the time to getting paid you can shorten it quite a bit. But the thing is, again, you've got to be good. You've got to work at your craft. You can't just be a Joe Schmo speaker and assume that somebody's going to hand you a check. You've got to separate yourself. You've got to present something. You've got to have a story that you can share in a way that makes a real difference and solves a problem for their audience. Okay? Speakers, we're vendors. We solve problems. We're startup businesses. We solve problems. We are a product, or we can share products. And all of this stuff has to be able to solve a problem. Okay? If you're a one-time commodity, then you won't get rebooked, you won't get rehired, and word gets out, and you're not really able to do anything for that company. Okay, so the problem you may solve may be simply that you're inspiring them. It may be that you're helping them understand how some software works. And you're helping them understand trends in the market, how all of that works. And so those are some of the things that I just wanted to be able to share with you tonight. So now let's jump into some of the meat here. So you're talking about, people want to know, what are some of the fastest ways to cash, to getting paid as a speaker? And again, I want to remind you that speaking is not limited to just keynote speaking. There isn't just one way to get paid. Okay, people are thinking, okay, you go, you speak, you tell a story in front of a mic, somebody hands you a check, and that's the only way. Absolutely false. So let's look. If you want to make money from speaking, here are 5 things that you can do to shorten the time and get money pretty quickly. So here's number 1. Create your own paid event. Simple. Create your own paid event. I don't care what you want to charge for it. Maybe it's $5. Maybe it's $10. Maybe it's $50. Maybe it's $99. Okay. But you can create your own paid event. It doesn't have to be this big, oh my gosh, I'm renting a hotel. Oh my gosh, I'm doing this big conference. Okay. It can be something very simple. It could be at your house. It could be at the basement of your church. It could be at the hall of a gymnasium, or your kid's school. Whatever you can work out, whatever you can creatively do, okay, and charge for it, especially if you've got a problem, you know what that problem is that you can solve. This is a quick way to get paid for your experience and your expertise. Okay, that's way number 1. Cool. We are rocking and rolling and moving through this. Let me see if who's on this thing. Well, if you've got questions, go ahead and answer them, or ask them. Sorry, go ahead and answer them. I'm supposed to be answering the questions. All right. Anyway, let's move on. So let's look at number 2. If you want to get paid or move to cash pretty quickly, what you can do is sell books and products at an event. If you go to an event and you're speaking for free and they don't have a budget, that's fine. Okay, cool. Can I sell a book? Can I sell a product that I've created at this event? Okay. Some places may let you, some places may not, but just let them know, listen, I'm a professional speaker. This is what I do. So let's see if we can make some allowance for that. I'd be glad to speak for you for no budget, but here's how I take care of my gas. Here's how I take care of my family. Here's how I take care of my mortgage, my rent, my bills. Okay. That's the reality, and people understand that. So you can sell books, products at an event, but in order to do that, you've got to have a book and or a product. And books these days, you don't have to spend a long time. You don't have to spend a long time creating a book. You can get a book done from idea to print in a couple of weeks if you really wanted to. Okay, and that's another training as well. So, yeah. All right. So that's another thing that you can do. Selling a book, a product. What's a product? A product could be CDs. It could be an online ebook. It could be some time with you to go through or help the participants in the audience solve a problem that you help with. Okay. So a coaching session, all of that is a product. Let's look at the third thing. Third way to cash as a speaker. Okay. You can speak. So let's say that you go to an event. You're invited to speak and you got to speak for free. One of the things you can do is ask if you can record that event. Now, you should be recording every time you speak anyway, so that you can have video for later use as demo work or sizzle work or whatever you want to call it. You should be recording all the time anyway. But if you have a specific, maybe there's a series that you're doing, or there's a specific topic that you're going to talk on that you know is valuable. So you might ask if you can record that and make sure that you get the rights for it. Make sure that they don't have the rights for this thing. Get that in writing. So what you can do is speak, record it, and then if you want to save that or sell that as a product later on, that's another way. Boom, a third way to make sure that you can get to cash pretty quickly. You can even talk about it at the event. So let's say that you go, you speak, you're recording it, and you can say to them, you can ask this question, hey, are you guys finding this valuable? Are you guys finding this valuable? Next question. If I were to give you the opportunity to learn this stuff again or to see this talk again, would you take that opportunity? Okay. Yep. Let's take that opportunity. Great. Glad you said that. If you want to get this, I'm going to be sharing this talk again. It's going to be $10 or $5 or $20 for that recording. So let me get your name, number, or you can text your information to this number and it'll go in the system and we'll send that information out to you as soon as we receive that payment. All right. Boom. That's it. So 3 ways you can get that. You can make that happen pretty quickly. Fourth thing, number 4. Offer a lower rate in exchange for something you really need. Now, I don't necessarily recommend that you do this all the time, but it's one way to start getting you paid. And I'll give you a quick example. So I was invited to speak for an event, and this event did not have the budget to pay my normal fee. So what I did, I asked for, I was needing some testimonials. I was needing some additional contacts at the time. So I offered to lower my rate in exchange for a couple of these things. Okay. Second example, I was in the process of recording or applying for some speaker certifications. Actually, this one was through Toastmasters, and I needed a certain amount of paid events within a certain amount of time in order to make this application. What I did, I said there was an organization that asked me to speak, and they were a faith-based organization. I knew that they didn't have any money. They were doing a youth program, and they didn't have any type of money. I knew that. But here's what I said to them. Listen, here's what I need to do. I need to make this a paid event. Okay. I'm not going to break your budget. I don't care what it is, so if you wanted to pay $25, whatever it is, then that's fine. But here's what I need you to do after. I need you to write this testimonial, fill out this application, and send it in for me. Okay. That was something that I really needed that gave me the ability, number one, to have a paid event officially, and also get an application and get a testimonial sent in for me to this organization. Okay. So that is a fourth way for you to really get to cash fairly quickly. Okay. And, you might do that several times. Again, not necessarily something that I recommend, because I don't want you to start devaluing yourself as a speaker simply because you want the money. I don't want you to start saying, okay, yep, you can't pay. Let me lower the rate. Okay. That's not something that I recommend. But again, quick way to cash. All right. So here's number 5. Did I say I was going to give you a certain number? Maybe I didn't. I don't know if I did or not. But anyway, 5. So 5 things you can do. All right. So here's go. Number 5, get a sponsor. Get a sponsor. Get an organization. If you've got something that is important, if you talk about social media, if you talk about a specific product, maybe that organization is willing to sponsor you to speak to another group of people. Maybe you set up your own event and ask this organization to sponsor the event for you. Okay. Or they can sponsor you to speak at another company that they want to get into. Okay, this is the technique that's used by a whole lot of speakers. That there's a speaker friend that I know that speaks for car dealerships, or he actually speaks to salespeople, and this specific car company pays him to do that. Okay, so a lot of different things that you can do. So let me actually give you one more. Bonus. Can you say bonus? Okay, bonus. Here's another way. Partner with an established speaker. So let's say that an organization, you speak to them, you do the proposal, and they want to bring you in, but they're not really, they say, the reason that we're able to get people to the event, or the reason that we were able to pay people, is because if it's a big name speaker, then we can afford to pay that because more people are going to come. So what are the relationships that you can farm? What are the networks that you can get connected with that'll help you partner or reach a more established speaker that you can say, hey, I'm going to speak on this topic, or maybe we can tag team. I'll speak on this, you speak on that, and we'll make the event work together. Okay. And it doesn't have to be a big name. It doesn't have to be Tony Robbins. It could be somebody local, but they're just more established than you, and they've got more credibility. They've got more of a social media presence, and you can use that in your pitch to the meeting planner and event sponsor. Listen, I'm going to be speaking with, or I'm partnering with such and such for this. And they bring with them a social media following of 30,000 people on Twitter and 20,000 on Instagram, et cetera, et cetera. And here's how we're going to package this event. Boom. You've done a lot of the work for the sponsor already, or for the event planner, or for the meeting planner. And that's a helpful way to go. Okay. So that is, we've got a whole lot of stuff. Let me see that hold on one second. There we go. See if we can, boom. Okay. You got 6 things, six things. Let me start popping these things off so I can get some more space on the screen, some other stuff. I could have done that with one swipe, but I didn't want to. I want to invite you to do a few things. Number 1, let's do this thing. I'll share this with you. So I'm right now in the middle of a 5-day YouTube challenge. I'm paying attention to my YouTube channel. As a matter of fact, my video for today is this, and I'm going to be uploading this to my YouTube channel. Okay. And so 5-day YouTube challenge. If you want to join in on that, then you won't be left behind. You'll get caught up. Days 1, 2 will be sent to you. And then today is day 3. That'll be sent to you soon as well. Okay. So go ahead and join that and let me know how I can be helpful. So speakrightnow.com/5-day YouTube challenge. You see that right here. And that is going to get you that information. Second thing that I want to share with you is if you want to, I think last time we spoke about this a motivational or a goal setting course to help you really lock in, focus, become disciplined about some things. And that was the personal power plan. I won't do a screen share and take you through that this time, but it's in the Speak Right Now Academy. I was trying to remember what the cost was, but you can get in, and if you want to log into the training from the last time, don't tell anybody. There's a coupon in there that you can use to get it for free. FREE. Boom. All right. Good. So the Speak Right Now Academy, speakrightnow.com/academy, and see if you can get onto that personal power plan course. And there are other trainings there for free as well. So the last thing that I will share with you is there something else that I need to share? I think that might be it. Boom. Academy. Boom. Nope. Let's see if there's anything else. No, I think that's all we've got for this week. Hey, listen, I am Robert Kennedy III, RK3. I want you to join me in the Speak Right Now community on Facebook. I don't have it written here, but you'll see that in the links if you're looking at this on YouTube in the description area below. I want you to subscribe to the channel so that you can get plenty of tips on public speaking, paid speaking, and how to share your story in a much more impacting and influential way on a greater platform. And yeah, I want to be a part of that journey with you. Okay, so that's it for me. It is, let's see if we've got any questions. Okay, so I see Nicole said something. Let's see what Nicole's got to say here. Nicole says, I need to learn to do videos as good as you. Come on, Nicole. You know what this is? This is practice. It's practice. You just practice it, and the more that you do it, the more that you get comfortable with it. All right? So, and I'm still learning. One of the reasons that I do videos a lot is to help me become a better speaker. So when you're in front of an audience, you see their reaction, and you're able to feed off of all of that. But if I am in front of my camera, I'm having to focus on the camera, and I see different things from the side, and it's harder. So the way to get better at that is to practice it. Okay, so I saw you do some YouTube live, some Facebook lives. Keep on doing that. All right, so that's it. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and don't forget to join me in the Speak Right Now community. Let me see if there are any other questions right now. If not, then we are gonna rock and roll, and don't forget to join me next week for the weekly Speak Right Now training. I'm not sure what the topic will be next time, but make sure that you're in the community and you can suggest some stuff, and we'll make sure that we try to cover that. Okay? Your stuff is your story, and your story deserves a stage. I'll see you soon.